Saw 2, My Bloody Valentine in 3D, Scream of the Banshee, the sequel to 30 Days of Night, Dark Days, I, Frankenstein, Automaton Transfusion, Night of the Demons, Repo the Genetic Opera, and Mother's Day. Those are all great, great movies. And what one did I leave out?
Just say, like, never mind.
Well, these all the people up here, they had something to do with each one of those movies. So we're going to go across, and I wanted you guys to introduce yourselves and talk about your own projects that you're going to be working on and have worked on to get up here. My name's Mark L. Miller. I write under the name of Ambush Bug on Ain't It Cool News. I do the comic book column there. I'm also, if you've read my column, you know that I'm a big horror freak, and it's just a thrill to meet all of these guys and get to talk to them about this today. I also have written a couple of comics of my own. One of them is a sequelization to The Tingler. The other is a sequelization to Witchfinder General. And they're coming out from Blue Water Comics on the Vincent Price Presents line that they have there. But enough about me. Let's, Peter Katz, where is he right now? Peter worked his butt off just to gather everybody up here. And I worked with him last year on the horror panel. And so let's give it up for Peter. Thanks a lot for putting all of this together.
Hi, I'm Ben Kitai, and I don't actually know why I'm here, but no, I did the sequel to 30 Days of Night. It's called Dark Days, and I guess if I had to pick a movie that made me say, I want to make movies like that, it would have to be Aliens.
My name is Adam Girash. I wrote a movie called Killer Rats. The reason, I guess the movie that got me started was Horror Express with Peter Cushing.
Hi, I'm Jace Anderson. I have written movies with Adam in addition to the illustrious Killer Rats. We also did Mother of Tears with Dario Argento and the remake of Night of the Demons, which will be coming out in October. And Toolbox Murders. Let's see. And if I had to pick one thing that started me on the path to becoming a horror writer, it would probably be dating Adam, which is start down the path. But before that, I don't think it was any one movie. I think it was falling in love with words and falling in love with reading, which made me want to become a writer. So that's it.
My name is Dan Myrick. I co-wrote and directed the Bear Witch project, which is a porno spoof of Blair. Why I'm here. Now, I did the Blair Witch Project with my partner Ed Sanchez, and one of the films early on that inspired us was a small film called The Legend of Boggy Creek about Bigfoot. It was a kind of a fake documentary that was in the theaters for about 20 minutes and scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid, and that was kind of one of my inspirations.
My name is Stephen C. Miller. I directed a small zombie movie called Automaton Transfusion, and also a movie called Scream of the Banshee for After Dark Films, which hits theaters in January. And I think the movie that got me on the track to doing horror films was the first horror film I ever saw, which was Fright Night. And so that was my jam.
Hi, my name is Todd Farmer. Jason Voorhees was here. I put him up there. And I was the TNA in My Bloody Valentine. And what are we supposed to say our inspiration? Jaws was my inspiration. I was tiny and I shouldn't have seen it very young, and it screwed me up.
My name is Darren Lynn Bousman. I directed a couple of the Saw films, Repo the Genetic Opera, and I have Mother's Day coming out, the remake of the Trauma film. What inspired me, I think more what fucked me up, and that was when I was 9 years old, I saw Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. And I don't think I've ever actually become right after that, and I'm still seeking counseling for it.
How you guys doing? My name is Kevin Grevious. I created the concept for and co-wrote the movie Underworld. I also have a movie about zombies coming out from Radar Pictures called Zombies of Mass Destruction, although we're going to change the title now. And also a movie called I, Frankenstein, which is coming out through Lakeshore, being directed by Patrick Tatopoulos. I guess I'm a little bit more old school than these guys. What inspired me in terms of horror was actually The Thing from Another World by Christian Nibby and produced by Howard Hawks. And that's what really got me into it. That and King Kong. So.
Primarily as coming from a writer's perspective, there's nothing that makes me angrier when I read a horror script that's obviously, I mean, a lot of times, I've actually heard new writers say, well, I'll just write a horror script because they're easy. Horror scripts aren't easy to write. I think everyone here at this table can tell you that just like writing comedy takes skill and it takes study, and comedy is a craft. Writing horror is a craft, and nothing makes me angrier than to read a horror script where someone writes, the monster jumps out of the closet, and that's supposed to scare me. If you expect something to be fucking scary on film, you fucking scare me on the page. I should be reading that script and I should be scared while I'm reading it, and that is my goal when I'm writing a script. If I'm writing a scene where you're supposed to be scared, if I'm writing a scene where you're hearing someone come down the hall and those slow footsteps are supposed to scare you and you're supposed to be scared about what's going to come around that corner, then I should be scaring you. And if I'm doing my job, you're scared while you're reading my script. So for me, you know, coming just from a writer's perspective, nothing makes me angrier than to read a lazily written script where someone thinks they can just say something pops out of the dark and, oh, that's supposed to be scary?
Some horror films are art, some aren't. I mean, it's just like with anything else. I mean, it's, you know, it's a genre. I mean, there's anybody that says The Shining isn't sort of an art film, or Rosemary's Baby isn't an art film, or On Glue. Anybody that says, you know, like Toxic Avenger is an art film, well, maybe they're also on Glue. What? You got Toxic Avenger? It's not dissing it, and I guess it's art if you look at it that way. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody.
Do you know, I think for me...
See, Hans said he was going to come here and give me shit the whole fucking time, so somebody else take over.
I think that for me at least, you know, I've heard a lot of people that have said that things that they see in horror films are offensive, but romantic comedies, they offend me. But you don't see me going out ticketing like the next Julia Roberts movie or Jennifer Love Hewitt movie, but to me that is horror, that is torture. And you know, I think it's a subjective thing, but to me it's just ignorance when people come up and try to bash what we do, because you're right, if you look at things like Rosemary's Baby or The Tenant or The Shining or Jaws or any of these other films, they are works of art and they're fucking amazing. And I think it's people feel uncomfortable when they see violence. They don't know how to react to it. I think that horror people are some of the most grounded people because they embrace it. They don't run away from it. And I think the people that do talk about that are just uncomfortable in their own skin to see blood and think that we're sick and we're demented. The horror community is some of the nicest people I've ever met. I've met directors of comedy and they're fucking douchebags. Sorry about that.
No, they're mean.
They are.
They really are. I mean, comedy writers are the meanest people in the world, without a doubt.
We get all of our aggression out on the page and on set. I think that's kind of why. And I agree, horror filmmakers are generally the nicest people you'll meet.
And comedy writers are the meanest people you'll ever meet.
D-bags, yeah.
I mean, they really are. Sort of scary.